Hello and welcome to the Sandhills Conference Week 3 coverage. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, probably my favorite game, I'm going to be honest. I'm a biased caster. Love our Smash competitors here at the VESL season. It's 3 weeks in. How are you feeling today, Chris?
I'm pretty good. Glad we are halfway into the season. Everything has been, starting to shape up. We're starting to see a lot of players take hold of the standings going forward. And, going into 3 weeks of Smash, his bread and butter. I've learned a lot going so far through it, and I'm excited to see what we have this week.
We got a lot of very talented competitors. We got more to watch today. Looks like our 2 feature mashups. We've got the North Side, Onslow, Durham Tech, and Richmond Senior. That's going to be the first trio. And then the second trio is going to be Lumberton, JD Clements, and Pine Forest. So I don't think we've seen these players just yet, maybe 1 or 2. So highlighting some new competitors this week. Before we get into that, though, let's take a look at our mothership, if you guys haven't seen it.
Technology from an esports and STEM perspective. Alongside input from the mayor of Charlotte, Vi Lyles, who actually needs it. Because the Love and Life Music Festival is an amazing place. The main stage VIP is even better.
I told you about the esports big rig that'll be there. What's your favorite game?
Between either Madden or 2K.
You think you'd be involved in?
Depending on how often he plays video. Yeah.
I got celebrated birthday with an opportunity of a lifetime. So let's go with the birthday girl right here. We made this game partnering with Epic Games in our own North Carolina. This wouldn't be possible without our boy Steve Isaacs over here from Epic Games. He brought us the partnership that made the map of the festival. The Love and Life Music Festival is about to take over.
No, you just keep going straight. You'll find the victory here. Oh, we got a shortcut. We got a shortcut. Shortcut. Guess who's gonna win it? Let's hear you guys. Who did it? Who did it? Right there. Player 5. Player 5. Let's go.
Love that. How can you not get hype watching that? I mean, what a cool feature that we have here at VESL, the mothership. Maybe drive into a parking lot near you. Definitely check it out if you get the opportunity. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and get into the first featured matchup this week. Let's go ahead and jump into Northside A and Durham Tech. And this is going to be a fun one. We got Byleth midweight sortie against Incineroar, super heavyweight. Love watching Incineroar gameplay. It's always so fast, or it's just huge hits one after another.
We see them going in, kind of testing each other at the beginning, but that Incineroar getting some good damage off the start, but finally having Byleth starting to, return some of that damage. Said, you hit me first, I'll hit you back. We do see those weapons being swapped out from there. The arrow coming out is going to get some good damage from range. They're going to wait there, see if Incineroar gets back, but what does Incineroar really need to do? Oh, as a soft death, I was going to say, what do they need to do to get in this match and kind of take it ahead?
So he had 1 revenge stack. The down B will stack extra damage in case he gets hits. There's another one, so he does get the revenge back online after falling to his death. But he's really got to stay on the stage. That's the name of the game as Incineroar. Recovery so difficult with this champion, and we saw that already. He was falling off the map, didn't find his way back. Uses the up B aggressively there. Super armor coming in from the down B from Byleth. But really, you got to just be careful against Byleth. You got to be picky and choosy about when you attack. And they're just kind of swinging a little bit too much here. The up B will do some damage, but unfortunately takes him off the stage. He was only a few pixels from staying on that stage, so a bit unfortunate there.
Oh, We saw him put it against the ropes, but a good job by Rydlith, not, taking too much damage there at 107%, but hasn't dropped a stock just yet. So Incineroar finally able to take one. Have to, be really careful because we saw 2 soft deaths, have taken 2 of them so far at that last one, and has a large mountain to climb to get back into this one here.
Also just jumping into the charge attack from Byleth. Got to be careful, wait those moves out. Ooh, trying to hit the revenge on the forward smash. That would have been a massive stack. But right now, last stock situation for the Incineroar. Huge revenge stack there. I think a 1 strong hit could KO Byleth. Nope, just going to be a forward air, so it's not going to KO. Good neutral air there, covering the jump from Byleth. Byleth, though, very good recovery. Uses that tether grab to get back to the stage, no problem. And this probably will not kill. Yes, it's going to take a little bit more damage before Incineroar can take the first stock. We see a back air come out. It's not enough yet, though.
All right, Byleth saying at 160%, being careful on that edge, making sure they don't take too much damage, but great hit there is going to go ahead and allow them to take the first match of the day. So great job by them, able to take advantage of those 2 SDs from the Incineroar and take match number 1.
Yeah, Incineroar, you got to feel for him a bit here. If he's just able to stay on the stage in those first 2 stocks, I think that would have been a much closer match. Just barely unable to secure the last KO on Byleth, but Byleth with a very strong down smash attack to take him out of the equation. Can Incineroar bounce back? I think if you're the Incineroar player in this situation, you've got to understand, like, okay, if I just stay on the stage, it's pretty even. So make sure you stay away from the side of the stage, but let's see as they jump into game 2 if they pick the same characters.
Right, words of wisdom, make sure you stay on that stage and smash. But it looks like they have changed to the Mii Gunner or actually the Byleth has changed to the Mii Gunner despite having success against the Incineroar in game number 1.
Yeah, this is always interesting. I mean, one thing that you want to think about as the winning player is, did they start to figure things out towards the end of the match? And if so, it might be worth it to switch off, because now they have to learn the matchup all over again. So even if they were looking clean on the previous match, now you throw this curveball at them and see if they can respond.
All right, the Mii Gunner doing a good job so far, getting some damage out, using that range and projectiles to keep the Incineroar away, but unfortunately another SD from the Incineroar out here. As you said, you want to stay on the stage, so maybe we want to see the Incineroar try to stage a little more towards the center of the stage, get those, get the damage out without, being too risky towards the edge over there.
Bit unfortunate in that play. He wanted to take the up B back to the stage, but accidentally reverses it and takes himself off the map. Would have been a good angle if he was facing the right direction. Such an important part of Smash is knowing which way your character is facing, because that's the way their move is going to be activated. And here so far, Mii Gunner just being a difficult kill, but that's a massive way to take the player off the ledge. Wait till the invincibility frames expire and hit him with the smash.
Great job picking up that stock this time. They're doing a much better job of keeping themselves alive and able to get up to the edge there. But good job from the Mii Gunner on the edge to keep all that damage coming out, and 128%. Really good job on following up on those combos there. Just great use of the spacing.
Yeah, multiple revenge stacks. This is going to hit very hard. Not hard enough, though, as the percentage is not high enough for Mii Gunner. And we see Incineroar is once again, unfortunately, falling to his death. Been so close to the ledge on a lot of these, but unable to stay on. And Mii Gunner content to just sit back and accumulate some more damage on this last stock.
All right.
Wow.
Getting the Incineroar already up to 61% there, and looks like a full charge on that projectile, sitting back and once again using that space, knowing that they have the range advantage on the Incineroar. Doesn't want to get hit too much, as we saw the amount of damage that Incineroar can do if they're able to stay on the stage. Have it, gonna shoot it out. Good shielding by the Incineroar to block that damage. All right, we'll have to see what they can do here. Both of them just kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, so far it's been difficult for Incineroar to follow up on some of these grabs as well. Doesn't quite have the follow-ups memorized. And Mii Gunner just using the space to their advantage, very patiently waiting. I like that from Incineroar, though. Sees the charge attack and just jumps in his face with the revenge to get that stack. But now, at very high percent, Mii Gunner very likely to close this one out if they can just find one strong hit. He looks fine, though. It's a nice hit-up attack.
All right, both of them 160% for the Incineroar, 140 for the Meat Gunner. It looks like both of them could get knocked off, and there it is. The Incineroar evening up the stocks, but 160%. I was going to say they would have to play flawlessly, but the Meat Gunner doing a good job closing out game number 2.
Yeah, that was a scary situation. Meat Gunner, you know, when Incineroar was at 160%, he's still not really going to die to a lot of different moves. There was an opportunity for Incineroar to rack up some damage and then use that rage, being at max rage 160%, to have that extra knockback. But it's not going to matter if Meat Gunner just lands the killing blow immediately to end that set. So congratulations to, I believe that was Durham Tech taking the W on that one. And we'll go into the next match. We'll see how he fares in against the other opponent. Keep in mind, this is a 3-player round-robin format where all 3 players will play against each other one time. So we've got 3 matches in each rotation. And on that note, let's go ahead and jump into the second set. This one, Richmond Senior versus Northside. And this time, Northside previously on the Meat Gunner, so I misspoke. It was Durham Tech on the Incineroar before. So Northside won with the Meat Gunner, and the Byleth now opting for a 3rd character, Mewtwo. This player playing like me cannot use the same character more than once.
And again, maybe this just is due to, you said, as they're trying to swap it up. You know, Richmond was able to sit on the sands and see both of those, the Byleth as well as the Meat Gunner play out for Northside A, so maybe they're switching it up so that they can keep them on their toes here. But right now, kind of even between both of them, using the distance there. Mewtwo evening up to about 50% apiece. Great damage there onto the Richmond player, and both of them just kind of going back and forth trading. Not too really big advantage for either one so far.
Nice reflector there. Facing the other direction somehow reflects the Mewtwo projectile. But yeah, Palutena, I haven't talked about just yet. Very strong character in neutral. Has access to that neutral air, which is so good. But the way Mewtwo is playing, just keeping Palutena at bay, and that counter will be punished. So much in the lag on that forward smash, going to close out the first stock.
All right, picking up right where they left off, taking stocks left and right at this time, and great damage coming out of that. Palutena already about 50%, Mewtwo at the 95, but looks like they just miss getting to the edge there.
Teleport a little bit difficult to control. Looks like they're also going to take a lot of damage coming right out of the Angel platform, so Palutena taking advantage of the situation. Mewtwo's got to right the ship here. Both players still kind of feeling each other out. Neutral air is going to trade down throw into forward air. One of Mewtwo's bread and butter. Might have predicted a jump there, going for the up smash a little bit preemptively. Right now, both players very even right now.
Yeah, great job on reflecting that projectile back, but good use of the shield. This time it looks like Mewtwo should be able to use that teleport to get back to the ledge. A good job on them not making the same mistake twice, but they're going to go ahead and jump in here. Palutena doing a much better job on the second stock, getting the damage out onto that Mewtwo, sending out about 100%, so both of them, again, very even in this match so far. But good job on Palutena. Might be able to find the stock here if they can just land a good hit. There it is.
Great timing on the normal get up from Mewtwo. You time it just right. They do not have time to pull their shield out, but like you said, they're so evenly matched. As soon as they get done talking about the first stock taken, the next one is taken as well. Love these rising neutral air, down throw into forward air, also the short hop back air. This Mewtwo is moving all of a sudden.
Both of them are jumping around each other, using great movement, I would say, kind of dodging each other's attacks, and finally able, that Mewtwo getting some damage in. There it is. So Palutena's going to have to be careful as they're racking up percent, and we saw this Mewtwo just absolutely be able to finish people off when needed. There it is, using that Shadow Ball to get some damage out, but good reflection once again. They seem to have that on lock.
Mewtwo could probably use a couple more side Bs. Is the tail going to be enough? Just the tip of the tail. And a very impressive showing from the Mewtwo. And this is the third game in a row that Northside has won with 3 different characters and 2 different opponents. So he's cooking right now. Let's see if he maybe has another character as well.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. That'd be the first time I think we would see someone who would pull out 4 different characters in their matches with wins across the board. And you have to give it to them. They're mixing it up. You would think that if they move to someone or move to a different character each time, that maybe they may not have, you know, the necessary knowledge to finish out games. But so far, they're showing great knowledge on on all the characters. So good job on them. They're keeping us on our toes as well. But let's go ahead and jump into game number 2.
And we do indeed see a 4th character, Banjo and Kazooie. Interesting switch up here. This is one of the DLC characters that everyone was so excited when they arrived. But yeah, this is a matchup that I feel like not many players are used to playing. Banjo and Kazooie have a lot of interesting options. You can get caught by that side B, and it can be a bad situation for you if you don't know when to expect it.
All right, but they've taken a fair bit of damage, and Richmond Senior High B player has shown that they are actually very good on this Valentina as well. So they'll have to be a little bit careful. Maybe this switch was a little too much, but again, you know, Northside A just actually showing really good, you know, ability on all 4 of these characters. Maybe they just really like swapping it up, or maybe they've played a lot that they know how to play all these different matchups so far. But we'll have to see if they can keep it up on character number 4, as this Valentina is doing a really good job so far.
So far, Banjo trying to get back into the mix. Not a great side B there. It's going to be punished by the dash attack from Palo. Could have been worse as far as the punishment choice. And we see a forward air coming out. I love the animations on Banjo-Kazooie, by the way. They're so animated, just like the game. And that dash attack is going to get completely shielded into the parry forward smash just to get a little bit of extra frames. Parry is so important in matchups like this.
Yep, able to take the first stock. So this is the first time I think we've actually seen the Northside player lose a stock first. Palutena, though, at 112%, so we'll have to be a little bit careful. But the combos, you know, I'm waiting to see how well they can, you know, combo out with this Banjo and Kazooie, as we haven't seen too much damage from the combos just yet. Palutena coming out, doing a great job getting that Banjo and Kazooie already up to 58% without taking too much damage. But as I say that, they get hit there at 130. Looks like not enough to kill just yet.
This Banjo struggling to find their KO options. Did not feel like they had this much trouble before. We see the grenade coming out. Needs to land a strong hit here, 174, but here it is. Wait, I don't think he recognized that he was going to ground Palutena there, but that's a normal kill setup for Banjo. Maybe the side effect of playing too many characters is you don't know all of them perfectly well. It does feel like the Banjo not as pristine as some of Northside's other characters. But you know what? If you're already winning, you might as well get some practice with the character that you're trying to get better with. Here it is. Okay, now uses the ground to guarantee the KO that time.
It looks like they heard you, and they're able to fix it the second time. So good job on them recognizing that grounding got into the kill. This time it looks like they are doing a little bit better job, but at 135%, the Palutena looks like they are going for that killing blow. Weren't able to find it just yet. The Banjo should be able to get it up, but great job with that projectile to recognize where they would be and get that second stock.
Explosive flame placed in the perfect spot to deny Banjo's opportunity to get back onto the stage. Palutena starting to cook a little bit here. Has a pretty strong lead. Banjo looking to change that, though. If he can close this stock out without taking too much more percent, that would be massive for his endeavor here. Palutena choosing to recover high, but that's going to be punished with some in lag. Tries to predict the timing of the mash out from the ground, but it's going to be mistimed just a little bit. And got to be careful. Banjo's got a couple extra jumps, so it can be a little bit tricky when you're trying to catch his landing here.
There goes the grenade, but it's going to force the Palutena. Good read from Banjo, knowing that they had either one way to go into the grenade or into the other side of the stage. They're able to read it very well, and so far at 65%, they've been doing a good job minimizing the damage. As I say that, they get hit, but they take the stock evening up, and we have a game on our hand.
That's that side B I warned about when this first started. You catch yourself slipping, you get hit by it, does a lot of knockback. Got to be careful. It's usually good at catching landings or catching players pushing too many buttons. And right now, this would be heartbreaking if Palo cannot close this out. They had such a massive lead this game, but Banjo all of a sudden coming to life. It seems like Northside remembering how to use Banjo all of a sudden, and it could be the worst time for Richmond Senior.
And 106% to the 62. They've just been doing a good job minimizing damage into this last stock here. Gonna go ahead and that side smash or down smash, it looks like they're able to avoid. but they do have to kind of be perfect from this moment forward. So we've seen Richmond Senior High really be able to close out stocks when needed. 88% on that Palutena, getting that Banjo to 126, both of them trading back and forth into the ground, but instantly back up.
Oh my god, this could go either way. Banjo's at 150%. Gets back to the stage. It feels like he's going for the grab into the ground, and now should smash. That's gonna be it. Banjo with a huge comeback and finally utilizing that grab into smash combo. So effective to close out stocks at so many different percents. Got to be the best way, I think, for Banjo to secure a stock. So, wow. I think Palutena showed some promise, though. It was not looking bad at all, just did not have the answer for the characters that Northside was choosing. So that does leave our last matchup. That one's going to be Richmond Senior versus Durham Tech. So let's see how that one plays out. We'll go ahead and jump into it. So this is Richmond Senior's redemption opportunity against now the Incineroar we saw in the first matchup. This is going to be interesting. If Incineroar can get in and land some of those Alolan whips, that side B into the ropes, that can be disaster for Palutena. However, Palutena, I think, just has better options in neutral. So when not getting hit, Palutena should get most of the openings here.
Yeah, and I think a big thing as well is Incineroar shows that if they are able to stay on the stage, they definitely were able to get a lot of damage done, as we can see now. We'll just have to make sure that they don't, get those accidental jumps off and, cause themselves to SD.
Oh,
but great job there.
God.
Wow.
Forward smash does so much damage. I think he must have had a revenge stack there as well, because that was very low percent to secure the KO. And all of a sudden, this Incineroar is cooking.
Maybe the time on the sands just gave them a little bit of time to breathe and get, their mind back into the game, because they're doing such a good job here in this match versus Richmond. Able to get so much damage, take a really quick first stock, minimize the damage going into stock number 2 here. But Richmond showed us some really good stuff in their last match. Can they pull it out here and even it back up?
Wow.
But, wow.
Alolan whip hitting the strong variant there with a couple of revenge stacks. Not enough to KO. Down air into the stage to send him flying. Now throwing him off the stage, trying to land the back air, but good teleport recovery from Palutena. Get right past him, and this character is just getting batted back and forth off stage, both sides, but good DI from Palutena. Would expect a back air in that situation. Down throw does combo into up air, but Incineroar dodging it and then jumping forward and clearing another stock with neutral air, and all of a sudden Durham Tech in a massive lead here.
Yes, I am really glad to see that they're kind of able to clean up their play going into this next match here. Only at 127%, so Palutena, if we've seen that they can take it, so hopefully they can get a stock here to kind of even it back up, but they'll still have a pretty hill to climb at this moment. Oh no!
Teleport misses the ledge, and that takes him clean off the stage. But what did we talk about with this Incineroar in the first series? We said if he can just stay on the stage, he'll probably win. I think he took more of his own stocks than his opponent took from him in the first one. But at that time, he stays on the stage and gets a 3 stock on his opponent. So that goes to show you how important it is to stay on the map. Can he do it again in game 2? Let's jump into it. Does Palutena stay? That's the question for me. I think Incineroar stays. Yes. Okay, so very likely to see the same 2 characters throughout this series. Here's to a good fight. Love the sportsmanship out of Palutena. Now on Final Destination. There are no platforms to work with here. And the neutral air combo into forward air and the up smash. Palutena looking a little bit angry after the way that first match went.
I would be too. We saw such good job out of them in the north side, or versus north side, and they just kind of got dominated in that first match versus Durham Tech. But coming out here, seeing what they're able to do, doing a good job, only taking 20 damage and dealing 127 so far. Great job by them coming out, and I'd like to see that they weren't affected too much by game number 1.
Yeah, it seems like they changed their game plan, maybe deciding to be a bit more aggressive, go for these low percent combos. That's racked up 146 already, only taking 45, but We both know Incineroar is going to hit a little bit harder, so every percent is worth a little bit more for Incineroar than it is for other characters. And now both characters off the side here, and the up smash, massive hitbox. That's going to close out stock one. Palutena taking a big lead here.
Great read to get that up smash, knowing that they only have so many directions they can go from that ledge. Taking that first stock, getting right back into this game. We'll have to see if they can kind of replicate what Durham did to them in game one and just start taking multiple stocks while they have all three. But again, this Incineroar just looks like a completely different player than they were against Northside. So doing a great job from them as well, getting some damage out. Both of these players are just coming out swinging though here on Final Destination.
Coming out, swinging indeed. The revenge does connect, but it's a counter-on-counter situation. Palutena's counter going to be the one to close out the second stock. And here we go, those low percent nair loop. You can see he tries to finish it with the forward air, and Incineroar said, you know what, let's just go to game three. He said, I'm not even going to try to come back. I'm tired of getting hit by this Palutena. And, you know, sometimes I like that. If you already know you're going to lose the game, like, let's just go next. Like, refocus for a second. I hope he takes his time loading into the next match. But, wow, what a very different first two games. We see a back-to-back 3 stocks, but for either side, which is very rare for one player to completely dominate one game and then same 2 characters get completely dominated in the next. So I kind of expect usually when this happens, the last game is down to the wire, super close. So let's see. I expect both players to maybe lock in now. Incineroar we're going to try to recreate the magic from game 1. Palutena trying to recreate game 2. Let's jump into game 3, though. This is for all the marbles. Who's going to come out on top?
It looks like they are sticking to their guns, so I am glad to see this. We get to see, you know, who ultimately will come up out on the end here. Palutena going straight from game 2 into game 3 with that, and saying they want to make sure that they close this out as soon as possible.
Tried to recreate the game 2 opener there. Missed the up smash, though. That was the only difference. Now the revenge stack online for Incineroar. Goes for another revenge stack. It's not going to connect, and this is the problem. You must stay on the stage. And another nair extension from Palutena into the forward tilt, into the explosive flame. This Incineroar cannot land. And I think Palutena is recognizing if I can just get Incineroar off the stage, they are unlikely to make it back. And that might be the play here.
All right, but there we go. We like to see them coming back, getting some damage out there. So glad that they're not taking that death too hard. But great job on the teleport there.
Footstool. Oh. Palutena jumps. I know you're not a huge Smash player, Chris. If you jump on someone's head, it forces them down. He literally got the KO there by jumping off of his head. And Incineroar was too low afterwards to do his up B. Okay, nice down smash at the ledge. The belly flop is going to be very potent, but has so much ground to cover. Has just this last stock, in Palutena seemingly picking all the right options. We see the revenge will stack up at least once, but when Palutena is only at 8%, you're going to need a lot more of those. Oh, we see the down air is so clutch. All of a sudden, this is so doable for Incineroar.
And as you said, it is now going to the wire for both of these players on their last stock, but 90% on that Incineroar. Both of them have showed really good reads throughout this game number 3, and we are getting there. But Palutena doing such a good job with all their abilities, placing them all in the right direction.
Down
so
air
close.
covering both sides. Barely gets over the explosive flame, but the up smash will seal the deal. But I gotta say props to the Incineroar. Did unfortunately SD on that first stock, but never really gave up and just it somehow pulled it to a last stock situation in that last game. That was very impressive from both sides, in my opinion.
It really was. As you said, you know, game 1 and 2 favored both of the players in one way, and then game number 3, you called it, went to the wire, and I, you know, love to see, you know, both players not, you know, getting into their own head. Unfortunately, we did have an SD in the game number 3, but both of them took it to the last stock, showed what they can do on both of the characters, and I think they'll both do great as the rest of the season goes on.
All these competitors looking very strong in our first round robin. We got more Smash action for you guys on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the Sandhills Week 3 coverage for Super Smash Brothers. We've got some more Smash action coming up next, but before we jump into that, we do have a little reel to show you guys. You guys always hear me talk about how awesome VESL is and all the opportunities, but let's hear it from a person that's involved themselves. One of the students here, Dante White. Let him tell you all about it.
This is my first time owning like a newer generation PC because, like I said, I had a Windows 98 that was like, oh yeah, we got Adobe Flash and that's it. You want World of Warcraft? No, but we can probably give you Wizard 101. But I'm excited because they've been talking to me about the STEM projects, and this can run Unreal Engine 5. Dante White, and I grew up in a forest mostly. For about the first 8 years of my life, we lived in what we called it the bottom because the entire area was encroached by trees. We had a lot of natural growing things there, berries, tomatoes, lettuce. It was good. So I was outside a lot for most of my early life. The first time I really got into using electronics and stuff like that, my brother got a PlayStation 2 with him and his uncle. And then like at school, we would go on like computer lab, and that's when I started getting into like the Flash stuff around the 2010s, 2015, Newgrounds. And I liked it, I really did. I've been here for about, I guess, a month because I joined like when they came for the lunchroom and introduced everyone. And I participated in a tournament. I had fun. It was my first time doing something like esports related instead of just watching on TV. I really like music as a hobby. I've been trying to make music, and I think I could use this to use better software because the GPU won't overheat and then explode in my face. I'm thinking about going to college to get an engineer's degree, start building robotics and stuff like that, maybe get into AI. They're really supportive, they're trying to help out, and they really want to get people there, and they make you feel included. It's a really outgoing community, and I think VESL's doing a great job of being good to new people and old people. You have a good platform for people who are like probably busy or doing other stuff because it is just hop in, talk, play, and hop out.
So cool to hear from Dante and his experience. He didn't mention that he won that PC that he's sitting next to the whole time from a STEM competition. There's so many cool prizes you guys can win. Please make sure you're checking those out on thenotwork.org. Make sure you're sending in memes. You can do clips. We got the clips of the week. We got the weekly recap session with myself and Andy. So make sure you're in there. There's so many fun prizes to win, and you better get involved. But after that, let's go ahead and jump into our next trio. This time we've got Lumberton. We got JD Clements in Pine Forest. I believe we've got Lumberton versus JD Clements up first. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, we got Little Mac and Terry. So we got some boxers. This is a classic fighting matchup. This man's literally got the boxing gloves on, but Terry, a fighter himself, love this matchup.
All right, both of them going right into it. Both of them fairly fast characters as well. We know that Little Mac has that meter. Once he gets up, he gets the KO, and then Terry, after getting 100%, will have his meter as well. So both of them are looking to get that and then get the damage out. Of course, Terry, though, a little scarier because you have to get up to 100% and have to be a little careful after you get it, but really strong attacks once he does.
Wow, look at the read there, charging the forward smash, landing it as soon as Little Mac tries to touch the ground. Now, Little Mac, the king of the ground, has super armor on all of his abilities, doesn't get the KO punch, and now going for the counter. Terry's going to wait for that and steal the first stock. That could have gone so different if he was just a few pixels closer on that KO punch to land it, but so far, Terry taking a big lead.
Yeah, definitely want to make sure that you land that KO punch so you're really able to utilize it. If you miss it, you know, you can get punished, as Eli said, but the Terry doing a really good job. We do see the wind up, but he's going to go ahead and stop it. Terry's going to go put down a little bit of pressure. Lil Mac looks like he's not going to be able to get back to the stage there.
That is the primary weakness of Little Mac. We saw Incineroar struggle to get back on the map. You're going to see even more struggle from Little Mac, arguably worst recovery in the entire game. So if you really want to stay in the center of the stage with this champion, now it is Terry with the go meter, and wow, that hitbox massive, using the side B to get back to stage. Power dunk comes through, using the special input from the go meter just to close the distance towards Little Mac. I like to see that. Let's see if he can land one of these Buster Wolf inputs to secure the KO. If you're Little Mac, you really want to take care of the stock before he can use the go meter.
So it looks like Lil Mac is trying to do that, and there it is, as you said, able to take him out before he's able to do too much damage there. KO coming out, but looks like they just misused it.
You can't just swing it immediately. Maybe didn't recognize that it came online because he swung it immediately. You do need some percent to get the KO there. I think Terry would need around 30 or 40% for KO punch to finish the stock. So unfortunately unable to use it there, but there's a chance he can get it back with this stock. Terry not as potent of a killer once he has low percent. And so far both competitors just kind of dancing around each other. Power dunk gonna send to Terry off the stage. He will make it back though with the rising tackle. And he's just continually kind of on this side, maybe trying to bait Little Mac off the stage, knowing how bad his recovery is.
Yeah, I'm at 139%. Wow. There it is, just gonna hit him straight off and take game number one.
Such a smart play from JD Clements on this Terry, because he understands Little Mac's weakness is his recovery. So yeah, he's going to give Little Mac center stage when he just sits on that side, but he was baiting Little Mac to come over and try to attack him at the ledge. As soon as he gets the grab, chucks Little Mac off the stage. Little Mac only has so many ways to get back, and he's going to hit him with a move on his way back. So impressive game one from the Terry. Let's see if Little Mac can bounce back in game number two. No character change. Believing in your character is a big deal. So maybe Little Mac thinking, you know, if I just stay on the stage, maybe play it more centrally, don't fall for the bait this time, he can maybe come out on top.
Thanking both players for keeping it a little bit easier on us, not swapping up on us each game like we saw in our last matchup, but both of them going right back into it. Terry, though, having the advantage once again, just seems a little even more comfortable coming out of game number one, knowing what this Little Mac's gonna be doing. Hasn't taken any damage just yet, but already getting that Little Mac to about 50, actually 68 as I say that. So great job by both of them. As you said, on Final Destination, no platform, so they're just on this one stage going back and forth.
And so far, Terry just picking all the right moves. Little Mac struggling to get in. Needs to throw out some more tilt attacks, but favoring those smash attacks. That's a good counter, though. He's going to get him back on the stage. Has the KO punch online as well, but it just keeps swinging a little bit too far away. Terry's going to take advantage of that. Terry's done such a good job of landing these killing blows off the side and then still making it back to the stage. Little Mac in a massive deficit now.
Terry just kind of seeming to be able to read the Little Mac even easier going into game number two now, as you see them just kind of going back and forth, waiting for Terry to kind of close the Little Mac to close the distance, but then getting the damage off when they need to. Both of them going back and forth, haven't really been able to land a punch. Finally, Little Mac finding some damage, but Terry giving it right back to them. But again, this Terry is just seeming to have woken up after game number one and just really able to read the Little Mac fairly easily going forward. Finally seeing some damage out of the Little Mac here, about a couple hits away from getting that KO meter as well.
It was a good forward smash. KO back online, but it's not going to matter because the stock gets deleted immediately from that power dunk. That has been the move of choice to close out these stocks. Such a potent move in neutral as well. Just massive hitbox, covers a lot of space. Side B going to get a nice bit of damage onto Terry, but 3 stocks to 1 in this situation. It feels like it's only a matter of time before Terry closes out. Now he has a go meter, and Little Mac's not going to make it back onto the stage. It's a tale as old as time. Little Mac and falling off the stage. I mean, name a better duo. Yeah, Terry looking very strong there. Little Mac swinging a little bit too much and just finding himself off the side, but maybe just outmatched by JD Clements. Impressive showing from JD Clements. We'll see if he can continue that level of success against Pine Forest in the future matchup. I think the next one, though, is going to be Lumberton versus Pine Forest. So we're going to see the Little Mac again, most likely. But what does Pine Forest have for us? Let's see. Cloud. Okay, we've seen a lot of Cloud players in the league. Let's see if this Cloud is as impressive as some of the others that we have seen. This is the first time we've got a look at Pine Forest.
Both of them going straight in, filling each other out. Looks like they have decided to start on Final Destination as well, so we'll have to see how this plays out for both of them. And again, as we were kind of talking about with that center from last match, I kind of want to see what the Little Mac can do if they stay on the stage, but this Cloud, who was able to witness game number 1 from the stands, has come in here swinging with that Buster Sword and able to go ahead and get some really good damage off from the start.
Gotta be careful not to just jump into Little Mac, though. I feel like that's the bread and butter of Little Mac. Those forward smash, or all the smash attacks having super armor on them, they are not something you want to mess around with. Limit's going to get burned pretty quickly, not going to connect. And right now we do see the KO punch come online. Can he land one? Was unable to find the KO punch in the last series, and this time takes too much damage. It's already offline once again. Will use the directional air dodge to get back to the ledge. Now an up B in neutral. I like that. Been able to punish Cloud a few times. Unable to punish that landing, though.
There it is, finally taking the first stock. Good job by them reading their options. I would like to see them be able to use that KO to its full effectiveness, but right now they're doing exactly what they need, just getting a little bit of damage, and Cloud just not able to make it back up there.
A little bit too much pressure from Little Mac there. 3 hits in a row, sending Cloud off stage, and Cloud kind of reeling a little bit in that moment. Normal cross slash, not even limit cross slash, going to be enough to KO. I think there's a lot of knockback growth on that move once you get to higher percent. Good dash, or sorry, jab combo there. Good use of the shield, but the forward smash not connecting. And once again, challenging that forward smash with the super armor. Not a good idea. It's going to get away with it this time, though.
We have to see both of them are pretty limit almost up there. If they can get that, maybe they can find a way to get some damage and then take a stock back. But this Little Mac is looking pretty good so far. Cloud this time able to get to the edge. Gonna take their time before getting back up. Both of them kind of just trading back and forth here. We do see the limit online,
Wow.
but actually was taken off.
The counter from Little Mac on the limit cross slash. It's a pretty clutch time to use a counter. KO punch back online. Can he use it to steal this game? Could potentially, no, does not connect. It is a very difficult move to connect, but he has gone 0 for 6 so far, I think, in this series. Going for the neutral B as an option to cover the landing. Forward smash, he knows a forward smash will end the game, most likely. Does send Cloud off stage. Cloud a little bit scared here in this moment, but up B does connect. So does the dash attack, and now with limit, can he close it out? No. Misses it, and now this is like last hit for either player.
Cloud, though, on their last stock has to be a little more careful and play this perfectly. As Little Mac does have at least one get out, but it's not going to matter as they are able to finish out game number 1.
Wow, that was very close. Little Mac getting on the board. So did not have that level of success against JD Clements Terry, but getting the first game off of Lumberton. So, or sorry, off of Pine Forest. So at the very end there, we saw both players at kill percent, but just started swinging, just throwing smash attacks out. These players need to get a little bit better at setting up kill confirms, so that you have a faster move that can lead into a stronger move. So far, they've just been kind of throwing the stronger moves out on repeat, and that's not always the key for success.
And you know who's going to help you out with that? The Buzz. Make sure you're watching his videos and can definitely help you with those combos or finding ways to set up kills if you need them. If that's something you're struggling a little bit with, make sure you check those out because they are free for you on the Notwork app. So make sure you're checking those out. If you don't know where to go, make sure you ask your mentors. They'll be able to help you get those videos. And of course, if there's something you haven't seen, make sure you reach out to them because a couple of these videos in the future are actually going to be based off of what you all want to see and something that maybe you want to learn. So check those out if you're having a little bit of trouble with some of these mechanics.
I agree. I think that one of the things he should talk about is confirms into KOs, one of the most important skills to learn in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So definitely check those out. Dabuz, one of the greatest minds in the game, period, ready to give you some advice. Let's go ahead and jump into the next game, though. Let's see what Little Mac has in store for us here. We see the switch up from Pine Forest. It's going to be the Yoshi this time. And at the top is incorrect, by the way. It's a 1-0 lead right now for Lumberton on the Little Mac.
All right, and as you said, we see the Yoshi, so we are finally seeing some switch-ups. Cloud maybe not working exactly how they wanted, and maybe feel a little bit better on this Yoshi, or maybe just trying to fill out the Little Mac on the Cloud in the first match. But do you see a lot more success so far on this Yoshi going into match number 2?
We see the down B connecting on the stage.
All right, but Yoshi doing their best to get some of that damage. Little Mac almost at that KO meter, and as you said, they've had a little bit of trouble landing it, so maybe this will be the game that they finally are able to get it. There it is, it's finally online, but that wasn't able to hit.
Needs to find the perfect spacing for it. This time goes right underneath Yoshi. I almost want to see all of these misses back to back just to see how close he was on all of them. I feel like everyone was very close. Just gotta get those timings cleaned up a little bit. So far, very even across the board. See, down air gonna win neutral. The counter, gonna counter the up smash there. And I can't predict where this is gonna go. Right now, Yoshi off stage, but we know that Flutter Jump has the super armor. Both these characters, a fan of their super armor. It's gonna be side B though. Perfect timing to catch that landing.
Great job by the Little Mac, able to, catch back up on that percent and actually able to take in the first stock as well. We've seen them, as long as they stay on the stage, have done pretty well versus Pine Forest so far right now. But Yoshi's going to say, not today. He's going to go ahead and take his first stock against Little Mac.
Okay, that's huge to go ahead and get the KO. You don't want Little Mac to survive too long and start racking up percent again. It doesn't take him that long to get you to higher percent. See Little Mac with a rare aerial move, the neutral air. You don't see that very often. This character is so potent on the ground, but has almost non-existent aerial attacks. Let's see what Yoshi does. Okay, I like that forward smash into jab combo, bread and butter. We also see the grab come out. And the forward smash to send Little Mac off the side, and I don't think he can make it back from that. Just about every other character in the cast would have made it back, not Little Mac though.
I'm very unfortunate having that KO and getting thrown off the side once again. We're still waiting for it to land, and I think once we do, it's going to be really big. But on their last stock, they have to be a little careful here, as Yoshi has been very good for Pine Forest so far.
Yoshi definitely the better pick here. This player looks way more comfortable on the confirmations with Yoshi, also landing more grabs with that extended range. Little Mac, though, has been doing a good job of landing these side Bs. And KO punch on again. Will this be the time that he lands it? He's got an opportunity. This perfect time. You called it. It was a beautiful KO punch, and he's got to be feeling good that he landed this. Maybe that's the momentum he needed to take into the rest of the series.
There it is, finally lands, and at such a pivotal time as well, evening up the stocks at 84%. We've seen them, take very quick stocks as well, so as long as they can get the damage against the Yoshi, they should be able to finish it up. But again, the Yoshi player from Pine Forest has been very good, but has to be careful here.
Has to be careful indeed. Down tilt into forward smash, barely not going to connect. Good tech from Yoshi. Now the up smash going to get countered again. That's happened a few times already this game. So close. Either player just needs one strong hit. Throws the up smash out, but good dodge. The forward smash gets shielded. KO punch back online. Could he finish this off? That was a good time to do it. It does go through shield. Uses it to take the game. That is so hype. He missed, what, 6 or 7 in a row and then hits 2 in a row to win when he was down as well. That's the comeback mechanic that's just going to flood you with dopamine if you're a Little Mac player. You want those KO punches. So impressive.
Yeah, very impressive, and glad to see them able to hit them back to back. I'm going to go, a little offbeat here, but it's kind of like Black Flash and Jujutsu Kaisen. Once you hit the first one, maybe you're able to find that range and hit the second one again. But love to see that they weren't deterred after, those first couple of misses on the KO punch, and after they landed the first one, maybe they just knew exactly how they needed to land the second one, and it allowed them to take the match there.
I don't think that's too far-fetched of an analogy to make. We know that there's a lot of crossover between Smash players and anime fans, so thanks to the deep cut there from Chris. But we do have our third match in the trio. So we've seen Lumberton versus JD Clements. That went to favor of JD Clements. Lumberton then beating Pine Forest, but now it's got to be Pine Forest versus JD Clements, which should probably be Terry versus Yoshi. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, this JD Clements player, I think, has shown that they are one of the better players in the league. If you are on the side of Pine Forest, you have to be very careful. This Terry just has so many hitboxes that they are throwing out at the right time. They're able to get back to the stage whenever necessary. Let's see if they can have similar success in this one.
And they were showing a lot of success even without that go meter as well. You know, a time where they have a lot of damage and a lot of different abilities as well, but now we do see them coming out, taking a little bit of damage from this Yoshi right away, but maybe they're trying to find or warm up their fingers after sitting on the stands for a little bit there. At about 85%, this Yoshi, you know, getting the damage coming up pretty well, but that go meter is now online.
Oh, Buster Wolf comes out immediately when the go meter's on. Another he's just throwing them out left and right, and can you blame him? It's one of the strongest moves in the entire game once this go meter is online. Expect another one here. He doesn't get the strong hit. Attack will still be good. He should be fine here. Does power dunk off the stage. The down B going to actually connect there for Yoshi, and very good grab here. It knows that Terry's likely to shield once he gets off the ledge. Covering the landing with the dash attack, hitting the snipe with the egg. Is it 2? No, can't hit the second egg, but 172%. You want to get rid of this stock ASAP if you're Yoshi, but falls right into the massive hitbox of the Buster Wolf.
And I think it shows how big that go meter is. We saw them, you know, once they got to 100, they were able to dish out so much damage, and it's just unrelenting here. Yoshi trying their best to take the stock to take that go meter away, but the Terry doing a good job of getting some damage out before that. Finally, we see the first stock taken away from Terry.
Yeah, from one combo, got an extra 44% on the fresh stock of Yoshi. That's massive use of the go meter, and what's even more is the shield break. And I think a fully charged smash attack is going to do it as Yoshi just dizzy. It's hard to break that egg, and Terry found a way to do it.
That is so good for the Terry. 0% after their stock gain taken, taking one right back from Yoshi.
Back-to-back shield breaks. You've got to be careful. You can't shield too much against this character. He's at 8%. He can't die to this, right? Yeah, he will not die. Okay, 37% is a lot, but okay. And then overheats a little bit. Okay, Terry, you got to calm down, brother. Take a breath because you are way in the lead and don't want to blow this one.
Definitely do not. But those shield breaks and putting him right to the edge to get some of that damage out was great reads by them. A little unfortunate on the SSB there, but they're going right back into it, getting some damage out, playing a little more conservative at this point. You know, and as you said, you don't want to lose this by, you know, accidentally killing yourself a couple of times, but Yoshi at 101% has to be careful here.
That was, yeah, now just kind of throwing out these power dunks, knows that it just takes one of them to connect to end this game. Yoshi, though, great grab. Does get the hit of the up smash. It's going to clink, though, with the aerial attack from Terry. And I feel like Terry should probably close it. Needs to just land a big hit here. Does land the power dunk. Not going to be enough from center stage, though. Yoshi fighting back. Terry trying to land. Gets hit by the egg. Tries to catch the landing again. Back throw is not going to KO yet. And Terry is playing so dangerous here on the ledge. Does not have the go meter to close this out easily, but could still get a smash attack to close this out.
180% for Yoshi. They have to be so careful here. And it looks like they're doing their best, but that shield right into the grab. Good job by them getting Terry to 81%, but they'll have to finish it before it hits 100. And there it is, the go meter online. Can they play perfectly here to take this last stock?
Almost felt like he purposefully got hit to get the go meter online, but you got to be careful doing that because Yoshi's tail is strong and will send you to the skies if you are caught slipping. You cannot roll on that platform. He rolled inwards toward the stage, which just kind of set Yoshi up to land it. But good job from Yoshi to even recognize the situation and then land the killing blow. That was an intense match. That could have gone either way. You got to feel for Terry. He had such a strong lead and then just overheated, got himself off the stage, wasn't able to make it back.
But the Yoshi, though, on 180%, able to take the 2 stocks and take the win. Great job by them. But let's go ahead and jump into number 2, see if Terry can take it back.
It did feel like Terry had the upper hand for a majority of the match till he did unfortunately fall to his own death off the side. So same story from the Incineroar earlier in the day. If you can stay on the stage, you're probably going to take this one. Early percent combos, already a quick 32%, make it 50, and Terry is already cooking here on Final Destination.
All right, Terry saying, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistakes twice, going right back into it, wants to pick up this game as they did so well in the first one as well. But this time, the Yoshi, though, looking like they're not going to go down without a fight. Gain some great damage onto the Terry, but does have to be careful as Terry starts working that percentage.
Yoshi has a different shield than everyone else in the game. It's just an egg instead of the normal bubble. But as that egg darkens in color, that means it gets closer to breaking. We saw 2 shield breaks in the last game. I think Terry is thinking about that here, but cannot land on the forward smash from Yoshi. Go meter is online. I expect a Buster Wolf to come out, and that is a hard-hitting move from one side of the stage to the opposite blast zone, and does a lot of shield pressure as well as we see him continually using it on the shield of Yoshi. But Yoshi expects the landing and has the forward smash ready.
Great read, taking that stock, and even more important, getting that go meter off of the Terry there. Only at 22%, so they did a great job after that to even it back up. In this game, it looks like both players are warmed up and just going straight at it. Of course, Pine Forest did lose that first match earlier versus Lumberton, so they want to take this back so they can have at least one win for today.
Both players have punished the other for landing too close with a charged forward smash. 75% each. They are only separated by a single 0.1%. Finally, it's going to be Terry taking a slight lead here, but does not feel like much now. Situation where the next KO going to be very important. Terry just a few percent away from Go Meter being back online. There it is, but he needs to find his way back onto the stage. He has. Likely to throw out one of these moves at his first opportunity. Does get the throw off stage. Unfortunately, almost SDs again, but maybe it was just bait to land the Buster Wolf. Huge killing blow.
All right, the Terry definitely going to make sure they utilize this go meter and make a good job of making sure they stay away from that side smash from the Yoshi this time, not falling into that same trap again. 125% though, has to be a little bit careful because the Pine Forest player on Yoshi has shown some really good moves going throughout the series.
Yeah, I like that. Dive kick to get over the side, but equalizing the stocks once again is Yoshi. Last stock situation, Terry needs to win this to force a game 3. Yoshi wanting to end this right here, right now. This Terry, very scary opponent to play against. I would not want to go to game 3 if I was him. Does land the down B, the star hit off the side, so tricky to play against. Can't land the forward air though, it's gonna get shield grabbed. And now, last stock situation. Both these players looking so even.
Right, and the Yoshi, they're really going to have to clean it up because so far they have had their stock taken first once the Terry hits that 100% from that go meter. So they're going to have to be really careful going here as Terry's at 91% and probably kind of just hoping they hit that 100 so they can once again get that go meter online. There it is, 111%. Does have to be careful, but they've been playing so well when they do have this meter up.
Can tell Yoshi's a little bit scared, air dodging a little bit more than usual when this go meter's on the line. You should be scared. Those moves hit very hard. You do not want to give them for free, but that was one way to do it. Somehow dodges 2, 3 inputs in a row. This man is spamming his special attacks, and I don't blame him. The back air not going to seal the stock, but Yoshi in a great position to close this out. Down B not going to connect, back throw. Now I think Terry's going to just take center stage and go for a special attack. Does get the rising tackle, coming back down with the down B. Rising tackle goes the wrong way. And Yoshi's gonna close it out. What an insane end game. I was on the edge of my seat.
That was crazy. It was a back and forth from between both of them, but this time the Yoshi able to read it, did a much better job of, reading those inputs and staying away, dodging those attacks from Terry at the end and able to get the hit to take game number 2. And we actually have an even board. Each team taking 1 win today.
Yeah, that's not a common result. You typically have completely different, where one player is clearly above the other two, but in this case, pretty evenly matched across the board. So GG's all around to all the competitors. On that note, let's see how the leaderboard stacks up for not just these players, but everybody else in Sandhills. All right, so taking a look at the right side of the screen, we can see the entire picture from the whole VESL season, but of course, we're here in Sandhills. That's what we care about. Northside Onslow, 6-0, has not dropped a game yet. We actually have 6 competitors that have not dropped a single game. Very impressive. Westover, Onslow, Lee County, Jack Britt, who we both knew would be here, Durham Arts, that is the cloud player Cujo, and we've got Cedar Ridge as well.
But look at that. We also have quite a few only dropping maybe one game as well. So again, remember that, you know, this is the best of 3, the round robin. You're going to be playing multiple people. So if you lose that one, as long as you're winning the other 2, you're going to be fairly solid throughout the rest of the season here. But great job by all these. We see up to about that 20 there, keeping at that 50% win rate. So great job by all the players right now. But let's go ahead and move over to page number 2, as we have a lot of competitors in Smash because it's so popular. And let's look at this. You know, we're kind of starting to see the divide on page number 2 here, getting into a couple of those that have only one, maybe one, but you know, don't fret too much just yet. You know, you can still have some time to try to get your ranks back up, and watching those The Buzz videos to kind of help you out. But again, let's get to page 3, as we see CMS has a couple of extras there. But going into week 3, you know, we're starting to see the divide. We have those players at the top, those players at the bottom. Do you think we'll see anyone go undefeated this season?
I think there are some incredibly talented players that could very well go undefeated. I mean, we've got Misty Bot from Jack Britt, who we see in a lot of the previews has had success in prior VESL seasons. On the CMS side of things, we've got C-Round or Crowned. I still don't know how to say his name. Somebody please correct me. But he has been phenomenal on the Sheik. I believe made it all the way to grand finals in the last season. I expect him to maybe take the whole thing this time. His Sheik is looking absolutely untouchable, and I'd be impressed if any of these players can take a game off of him in the rest of CMS, but there's so many good players. We'll have to see how things shake out.
Exactly, and we have a lot of Smash, so a lot more time to go, but that is going to do it for us today. We do have Rocket League tomorrow, and so we'll bring in that for you, and thank you all for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.